Brok. Thanks a lot for taking a few minutes today for this interview with the East-West Institute. You're one of our best members of the Parliamentarians network we are having. You are a long-standing member of the European Parliament with a high profile on foreign affairs, political affairs. I wanted to ask you today, what's your take on the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership? The negotiations will start very soon in a not so easy environment at this point.
I hope that they can start because I believe that such a transatlantic marketplace, a free trade area which will also take away all the non-tariff barriers, and we have a way of a living agreement, a method where we can avoid in future barriers, and that we can have joint legislation which makes it easier to get growth and jobs.
Do you see this more as an economic agreement and an economic progress, or do you see it also as a political, strategic project to deepen the transatlantic alliance at this point?
The economic success story would be the best fundament to develop the overall transatlantic relationship, and I believe that after security policy alone is not so convincing anymore of people, that we have to deepen also in economic questions our relationship in order to give stronger foreign security support for our common endeavors.
Now, over the past 2-3 days, the disclosures about NSA targeting European institutions and European offices as well over many years have kind of shaken the debate. Do you think this will have an impact on these negotiations, or do you think they can start at least as planned?
I hope they can start as planned, and it will be very helpful is the United States administration will give explanations, informations, and give more transparency on that. I think it's not a normal way to plug the offices of friends. It's not a way that 500 million telephone internet lines of Germans per month are taped. I think this is has nothing to do with the fight of terrorism, and it has nothing to do with the normal way of espionage. It's out of balance. It makes it difficult both for the trust, confidence of negotiators that they are not really spied on them, and on the other side, the whole population that they say, how can we do deals with the Americans? How can we talk about data protection? Is there any way it does not help? And the Americans say the real legal protection is only for our citizens because of Amendment 4 and not for the others, even not for the Friends. And then we have, I think, a deep psychological problem where I hope that America will clarify it and that this will be not a future obstacle.
Thank you. Do you think we expect the European Parliament to react to these disclosures in one way or another?
For sure. We'll have debates about it. There might be even an investigation committee, but it will be anyway an important question because the European Parliament has to ratify every agreement with the United States, and that makes it not easier to find majorities on that.
Yes, I understand. On the getting back to the European Parliament, and you are the head of the Foreign Affairs Committee. The European Parliament endorsed the mandate for these negotiations, but also argued in favor of the exception culturelle, and sort of carving out the cultural sector from the mandate for these negotiations. What's your take on this? Why is it important to carve these out?
I was against to carve it out.
You was against, okay.
But on the other side, the European Union cannot do so much about certain parts of culture because it's not European competence. So we have public radio broadcasting and such questions are not in the European responsibility, so we can not negotiate them. But also at the same time, there's a question in the United States, federal level has not that power because of usual state responsibilities. We should not carve all things from the we should try and negotiate about everything. We should look how far we come in order to have an overall balanced result, which we have to check whether it's in the interest of ourselves.
Do you think there is a chance of these cultural affairs and getting back into the negotiation at some point, or is it rather unlikely to happen from your point of view? It's not in the mandate right now, but...
Look, the mandate is decided that at a certain point it comes back, and that is a decision which I think, because of the French behavior on that, it must be done in a very sensitive way.
In a sensitive way. One question, what do you think are the major stumbling blocks in these negotiations?
Now we have the old classical ones. GMO, cleaning of chickens,
the chlorinated
chickens and all such questions. And here we have to find a way that we find a solution, or how it is also possible that we have a clarification on the products so the consumer can make a decision.
Do you expect data handling issues, privacy issues to come up also in these negotiations?
For sure, that we can know more after that what happened, because our citizens will demand us for that. So we have to see that the Americans have to understand that it must be done on an equal footing. I think that is a very principal point.
Will you carry over this message to the US when you are traveling there soon?
We will do so, and I hope we can make them understand which deep psychological impact all this had in our populations. And therefore, they should understand that they have to find in our relationship the right balance between security and freedom and privacy.